We need to find these psychos before this game gets any more players.
FBI Most Wanted is all new CBS next Tuesday and streaming on Paramount Plus.
We'll have steadily falling temperatures forward tonight, and the snow could be steady at times, so be careful on those roads as you travel tomorrow morning. We'll have more weather details at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, President Trump is ordering a freeze for federal funding, but a federal judge blocked it from going forward just minutes before it was enacted. We'll have the latest. Plus, a Michigan mother is begging Governor Whitmer to intervene as her son is scheduled to be executed for his crimes in Alabama. And the Delta County Chamber of Commerce holds a conference for local employers to give advice on how to work with their employees. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Checking these out from Marquette. Temperature is cold and they'll stay that way. We're not getting out of the teens here. Might get a few light snow showers in the morning, but nothing big time here. But cold winds and wind chills near zero. Maybe get some sun late in the day. And that's kind of what we're expecting throughout the area. Some light snow showers and some flurries in some spots. Temperatures generally around that 20-degree mark. More of the rest of the forecast later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you. A federal funding freeze was set to take effect this evening, endangering the financial health of organizations that depend on the money. But a federal judge in the District of Columbia temporarily blocked the move just minutes before it was set to take effect. Erica Brown reports from the White House.
Good afternoon, everybody.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt held her first briefing Tuesday afternoon, tasked with explaining what the pausing of trillions of dollars in federal grants and loans would mean for Americans.
If you are receiving individual assistance from the federal government, you will still continue to receive that.
Before a judge paused the funding freeze, Democratic lawmakers said that average Americans could be impacted if programs dependent on federal dollars run out of money.
President Trump plunged the country into chaos. A cruel, nasty, and illegal chaos, without a shred of warning.
There's also fallout overseas after President Trump suspended foreign aid to countries including Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says his government is compiling a report on affected programs and determining which are critical. The White House press secretary also addressed tariffs in the president's hardline immigration crackdown during her initial briefing here at the White House today.
If you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal.
The Texas Army National Guard and Border Patrol deported dozens of undocumented migrants from McAllen, Texas into Mexico.
Keep going.
U.S. Marines also reinforced the border wall in California. There were pre-dawn raids in New York City.
Also secondary address?
And military officials say facilities at Buckley Space Force Base in Colorado will be used for ICE to process undocumented migrants.
The confirmation hearing for Trump's nominee for Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be held tomorrow. A hearing is scheduled for Monday on the pause of funding freezes. A Michigan man on death row in Alabama is set to be executed February 6th. Now his mother is asking Governor Gretchen Whitmer to work with Alabama's governor to stay the execution. Ella Myers spoke with those advocates and the man's family and brings us more from the state capitol.
It was an unusual request on Tuesday when family members and advocates called on Governor Gretchen Whitmer to intervene in a death penalty case set to move forward in Alabama.
What more can I do but just ask? Governor Whitmer, please give him that chance.
Carol Frazier and anti-death penalty advocates delivered a letter and a petition to the governor's office imploring her to intervene in Demetrius Frazier's case. But for their part, advocates did not dispute Frazier's guilt.
Now, Demetrius Frazier is not innocent. He was convicted of some horrific crimes. We do not deny that. We do not in any way diminish that.
Frazier has a long rap sheet. Now in his 50s, he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in Michigan for felony murder and criminal sexual conduct back in 1993. He was later convicted of the rape and murder of a woman in Alabama 3 years later, and he faces the death penalty there. But Bonowitz argued Frazier shouldn't have been extradited to Alabama in 2011. Bonowitz asked Governor Whitmer to negotiate with Alabama Governor Kay Ivey to have Frazier brought back to Michigan to serve the rest of his life without parole sentence.
She is the only person with the power to stop this execution. Who would be willing to do so?
Advocates say Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel's office declined to intervene in another state's criminal proceedings. I reached out to the governor's office for comment on Tuesday, but did not hear back.
I love him. I know he made mistakes. He committed to those mistakes.
Frazier is set to be executed by gas chamber on February 6th in Alabama.
Next school year, students and parents will receive a take-home pamphlet on safe firearms storage. The education program is called Safe Homes, Safe Schools and was signed by Governor Whitmer on Wednesday. And the new laws are actually going into effect. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Our children and today's students, future leaders, they deserve to live and learn in peace, and they're tired of living under the constant threat of gun violence.
And we have more about those new laws, of course, on our website, WZMQ19.com. Today is National Data Privacy Day, and the Michigan State Police have some tips for protecting your personal data online. They recommend ensuring your passwords are strong and changing them routinely. Avoid clicking on strange links or links from unknown sources, as they can often be used to take information or install viruses onto your device. MSP also recommends using security tools like multi-factor authentication when available, and making sure you have up-to-date antivirus software.
Individuals have their information taken, and then they fall subject to identity theft. They have funds taken from them. It can be a painstaking process to then recover those funds or get that information off of the internet.
If your information does get stolen, you should inform your local law enforcement or MSP branch immediately. Today, the Delta County Chamber of Commerce hosted an employers conference. Local employers learned about key issues impacting their workers from attorneys, insurance representatives, and other industry leaders. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons has more.
Well, there's been a lot of discussion about how we can be a resource to businesses in the area and educate them on some of the challenges and some of the opportunities that they're facing.
One of those challenges comes in the form of new legislation regarding earned sick time, which goes into effect on February 21st.
We currently have the Paid Medical Leave Act, which provides for up to 40 hours of sick time. The law will be changing to a different accrual system. There'll be more time provided to employees, and the new act has eliminated important things such as notice to the employer about when you're going to show up or not show up.
With amendments to the act still pending, speakers encouraged employers to voice their concerns to their state representatives.
This act is not employer or employee friendly, and there's some very common sense changes that should be made to the act. The law is going to go into effect, but let's make the law work for both employers and employees.
Much of the conference was focused on talent, from attracting them to an interview to keeping them as an employee.
I hear the same things from employers decade after decade. It's hard to find good people, and how do we retain individuals? A large part of that is understanding why people change jobs. 4 out of the 5 reasons have nothing to do with money. It has to do with challenge, advancement, how happy they are.
Whether an employer is new to their business or a seasoned professional, speakers said it's crucial for them to stay up to date as laws and practices continue to change year after year.
Business is the backbone of our state and the country, right? And it's very important that people have access to information. And it's great that we have a chamber that's so active in Delta County to provide this information to employers so they can avoid problems in the future.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
Tom DeVecchio has your first morning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, we have the details on new snow removal equipment recently acquired by Nagani. And Asian communities around the world are celebrating the start of the Chinese New Year. We'll check out the festivities when we come back.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy premium vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health, bringing out the better in all of us.
At Household Appliance, we know how a house becomes a home. We know that an oven is just an oven, until the house is filled with the smell of Mom's fresh-baked cookies. A bed is just a bed, until it's the safest place from the monster in the closet. A patio is just a patio, until Uncle Joe makes his famous barbecue ribs. At Household Appliance, we make your house comfortable with the best in home furnishings and appliances. And you, well, you make your house a home.
The Upper Peninsula, in and of itself, is a story of progress. Rising to every challenge with the mindset of discovery is who we are. Because of that, we've been able to adapt in an ever-changing world, all the while never abandoning the culture and the sharp focus on community that has made us who we are today, confidently connecting people to their goals without compromise. That's progress. That's our story. That's our brand of banking.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Let's check out those headlines here. We are expecting some snow for tonight and could get some decent accumulations as we head into the early morning hours tomorrow. That, along with the falling temperatures, could make roadways kind of a rough go for traveling. And for tomorrow, we'll get some flakes around early in the morning, light snow, maybe get some sun coming out for the afternoon. Temperatures, it's the bouncing ball. Cold tomorrow, warm the next day, back to cold, back to warm, up and down here as little waves continue to generally move through the flow. So for the kids, tomorrow's the cold day. So hat, coat, and gloves. Make sure you got some snowshoes on, particularly in the morning, as there could very well be some snow-covered sidewalks, parking lots. The roadways could be a slow go for the buses as well. And temperatures will stay in the teens. May get some sun peeking through the clouds. I think, at least here from Marquette, most of the snow would be over by the time the kids come home in the afternoon. And again, try to get some breaks in those clouds as well. So here's the snow bands here diminishing and becoming more northwest, southeast bands. Most light, could be a couple of decent ones here east of Marquette by mid-morning, but they gradually taper off and start to move offshore as we head toward the end of the day. And you can see we may even get a little bit of some breaks in those clouds and maybe some sunshine. Another little wave may set off a few light snow showers Thursday, but I think we'll see a decent amount of sunshine. So for the balance of tonight into tomorrow, you can see snowfall amounts may get close to 6 inches here just south of Lance. Iron River, 1.5 inches. Marquette could have about 2 inches altogether from this. Most of that will be tonight and into early morning tomorrow, and up to 3 to maybe 5 inches from Munising out toward Newberry. Sault Ste. Marie, not expecting much, maybe an inch or two. Here's the winds, solid northwest, but they go west by later on the day and into the evening hours. That's will ease the wind chills, which will probably stay close to 0 for tomorrow. And then we're looking at some lighter winds as we head on toward Thursday morning. So the balance of tonight, snow bands, temperatures will be continuing to fall into the upper teens, maybe near 20 degrees, and they're not going to change much as we head on toward tomorrow with those mini morning snow showers. And a couple of decent bands here could give another 1 to 3 east of Marquette by midday. After that, we're back up. Look at that, big rise on Thursday with maybe some morning light snow and flurries and then sunshine. Cold for Friday. Colder still Saturday. Groundhog Day, though, we rebound back in the low 30s. We'll see if old Phil sees a shadow or not. We're back into the cold teens as we head toward Monday and Tuesday.
Tom, thanks again. Negauni's Department of Public Works is welcoming a new addition to their line of snow removal equipment. This comes after years of waiting for funding to become available while continuing to use fairly dated machinery. Our Andrew Hans has more.
Negauni is making headway this year in terms of their snow removal equipment, with a massive new snowblower attachment. This is their newest addition to their fleet of machinery, equipped with a turbo diesel engine outputting at 310 horsepower. Much like the use of Negauni's current models, its focus will be on clearing snowbanks and sidewalks.
So this is kind of like an addition to what we already have. We have something similar to this, but it's several decades old, due for replacement like much of our equipment here at the city of Negauni. So we're just fortunate now to be able to purchase something like this.
Negauni plow crews cover 52 miles of roads throughout the township, and with some of their equipment dating back to the late 1970s, keeping up with new equipment is ideal.
So that's a big wide range of years there, and we're just having to replace these in-between years with newer models and newer pieces of equipment, such as this one behind us, in order to keep up with what we have to do here to keep the streets going.
The $200,000 investment has been funded through an equipment millage passed back in 2020, thanks to voters across the township. The DPW hopes for more funds coming through this process in the near future.
It's extremely pivotal that we have this millaging pass to keep us moving in the right direction so we can keep the streets clear for the folks in Negauni.
The new snowblower will begin use within the next few weeks after proper training has been completed. In Negauni, Andrew Hans, WZMQ 19 News.
We're already nearly a month into 2025, but in China, Lunar New Year is just kicking off. Celebrations are underway overseas and in parts of the U.S. Tina Kraus shows us.
Lunar New Year has officially arrived, and as the Year of the Snake slithers into China, celebrations are also lighting up cities across Asia and around the globe. The world's tallest building, Dubai's Burj Khalifa, came alive to mark the occasion. And the NASDAQ Stock Exchange gave a ringing endorsement of good fortune.
And it's an honor for us to be able to highlight the relationship between the U.S. and China.
Asian Americans from San Francisco to Boston have been prepping for the festival for weeks.
You need to clean your house, you need to cut your hair, but you also need to get your decorations, you need to get your flowers, you need to get all of the things that symbolize prosperity, wealth, and renewal in the new year.
Back in China, people aren't the only ones getting into the holiday spirit. A famous chimpanzee showed off some impressive cleaning skills, making his house spick and span for the year ahead before diving into a tasty treat. And some pet owners pampered their furry friends with a traditional feast. The pups savoring the abundance of a happy new year.
Lunar New Year is the most important holiday in China and many other Asian communities. It marks the start of the new year on the lunisolar Chinese calendar, celebrating the end of winter and the arrival of spring. Mike Ludlam has a bunch of high school sports highlights for you after the break. He breaks down the game between Bark River Harris and Marquette girls after this.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
I'm venting about these teenagers.
Lil Real Howery is so real. I call them a new people.
Your broke best friend.
Plus, a little logo expert. Do you know what this one is?
Jennifer Hudson Show.
You better tell them. Then Beauty Alert Hair Edition.
I got my first wig on the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Come on, listen.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
This week, Footwear's all new with Drew Barrymore, Will Ferrell. From Ghosts, Brandon Scott Jones, and Nicole Kidman takes the Colbert Questionnaire. CBS This Week.
I thought it was just a rash, but it had a bullseye ring around it. My doctor said it was a tick bite. Luckily, we caught it early.
Ticks found in tall grass around your home can spread Lyme disease and other illnesses, which can lead to chronic health issues. The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 people across the country are diagnosed with Lyme disease each year.
I didn't understand why my brother was having so many asthma flare-ups. Sometimes he couldn't breathe. Turns out a roach problem at home was triggering it.
Allergens left behind by dust mites, roaches, and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks, especially in children.
When I had a fever, body aches, and fatigue, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
The UP is a great place, but sometimes the weather changes quickly. You'll always be ready with the WZMQ 19 mobile app. Available free right now from the App Store. Your local weather power tool from WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. A busy Tuesday evening in sports, and we're going to start with girls basketball, the matchup many of us have been anticipating. Number 1, Negaunee in the Division 1 through 3 poll against number 2 and also undefeated Gladstone. We're in the fourth quarter, and that's Aubrey Johnson launching for 3. She had 15 points, Miners lead 36-23. Gladstone responds, Macy Hansen off the window and good. Miners still ahead 36-25. Negaunee's Gretel Johnson catches a pass and drives baseline, finds Madison Peckrell up and in off the window. Miners back up by 13, 38-25. Then Macy Hansen to Adele Oslin for 3. Gladstone still down 10 at 38-28, but those would be the last Gladstone points. Gretel Johnson ended up with 17 to lead all scorers, and Negaunee remains undefeated, 45-28. Lily Johnson had 13 points for the one-loss Braves. To Marquette, where the Sentinels were taking on the Barker Harris Broncos with new coach Paige Welch. And the Sentinels didn't let the Broncos get adjusted very much. Brianna Anderson to Haley Taylor for the opening basket. Aubrey Blackburn will steal an attempted pass, and she will motor to the hoop and lay it up and in. Marquette with a 7-1 lead, and it would grow for a while. Addison Kramer will be on the right side here as we look at it. She knocks down a 3 to make it 12-1. Bark River Harris settled down at that point. Marissa Ives, Melina Cortez to Emma Zawada for 3, right down the middle. Broncos on the board trailing 17-4. Hope Ferroni scores off a rebound near the end of the quarter. Marquette led 22-8 after 1. We did not get a final score, but I can tell you Marquette led 35-12 at the half. To the girls' scoreboard, if we could, please. And I didn't want that page, but let's, and I didn't want that one either, but okay, we'll start there. We'll see what we can do. Baraga over Lakeland and Hubble, slight upset there, 49-46. Cedarville Detour dropped Rudyard 52-30. It was on the boys. Oh boy, these scoreboards. Baraga defeats Lakeland and there. Well, okay, let's take that one. Kearney Nato over North Central 53-29. Traverse City Central defeated Sault Ste. Marie 59-39. I'm going to read these right off the script here, so just hang it there for a minute. Lauren Adams had 22 for Norway and a 46-35 win over Kingsford. Ewan Trail Creek, no trouble at Dollar Bay, 53-13. Jeffers cruises past Bessemer 61-18. Pickford and Newberry probably postponed. And there are a couple more postponed games along the eastern end, including Gaylord at St. Ignace. And I think that catches us up with that part. So let's go to the boys' video. Westwood at Marquette, if we could, please. And there we are. And we are right off the top of the first quarter. Jumper is off by Reed for Straglio. Go for your rebound, Reed, that away. Banks it in. We're tied at 2. He had 16 points for the red, white, and blue. For Marquette, Connor Firestein to Kyler Sager. Quick jab and then a drive to the basket for a layup. 8-4. Sager led the Sentinels with 17. Caden Balzerini driving and an unusual pass to Ethan Marta. He hits the step back shot there. Patriots down 10-6. Marta led all scores with 22. Then Tristan Miller locates Louis Salmi. Floats that one home. Westwood closes within 12-8. AJ Pizziola is next, and he will find Ethan Marta in the corner. Knocks down the triple. Westwood trails 13-11. Marquette quickly responds. Off the miss, Pavel McCutcheon with the putback. That made it 15-11 Marquette. They led 15-13 after 8 minutes to the second. Great save by Jackson Jermu to Kyler Sager to Connor Firestein for the layup. Marquette started to break the game open on this sequence. Off the misses, it is Jacob McPhee ahead to Jackson Jermu. Oh, let's bounce now. Oh, down it goes. And McPhee puts that one through with some style and accuracy. 21-15 Marquette led 39-24 at the half and went on to win 77-56. Bonus basketball. Let's go to Kingsford at Norway. Okay, we're in the last 10.4 seconds. Kingsford is going to get the ball to Gavin Grondin, sizing up the defense, tries to drive between two defenders, but he is called for traveling by the official at the bottom of the screen. 3.1 seconds to go, timeout Norway. Brian Adams to Cole By. Dribble, 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 step up, shoot, and bang! There's your game winner off the window at the buzzer. I'm going to call it at least 35 feet. Kind of hard to measure in different gyms. But Norway bounces back from a tough loss last week to upset fourth-ranked Kingsford in the D1 through 3 poll, 60-57. Bryce Adams had 23 points to help the Knights' cause. To the numbers over here. Menominee defeats Escanaba 57-31. It was Iron Mountain over Gladstone 79-42. Austin Gordon had 33 points, including the three-pointer that forced overtime. And then Trail Creek defeated Dollar Bay 63-56. Baron Colbert had 28 for the Blue Bolts. Gabe Quevedo had 31 as Forest Park zoomed past Stevenson 68-29. Munising, another easy victory, this one over Bark River 78-43. As we all know, a pair of fours from Superior Central defeats a pair of threes from Mid-Peninsula. Jeffers and Bessemer were postponed. I suspect Watersmeet and Chassell were as well. Brady Youngworth had 19 points on his birthday. North Dickinson drops Rapid River 70-40. High-scoring game, Ishpeming 6 better than Houghton 83-77. It was Baraga dropping Lakeland and Humboldt 53-29. Calumet over Ontonagon 61-29. And North Central gets a 22-point win over Kearney Nato 53-31. High school hockey, Escanaba over Negaunee 12-4, but Negaunee had 3 goals by Aiden Miles, and now he is the Miners' all-time leading goal scorer with 87, breaking the record of Mike Polini set 22 years ago. High school skiing, they were in Marquette. On the girls' side, Marquette with an almost perfect score of 21. Ironwood was next, followed by Norway and Houghton. Individually, Marquette's Stella Delin won both the slalom and giant slalom. Marquette's Madeline Croney was second in the giant slalom. Lucy Stern was second in the slalom. On the boys' side, Marquette with 27, then it was Houghton and Ironwood. Sam Delin won both races for Marquette. Houghton's Eli Heathman was second in both races as well. Cue up myself to the camera here. Michigan State in Big Ten basketball defeated Minnesota 73-51. That's 13 wins in a row for the Spartans. Very balanced scoring. Trey Holloman led MSU with 12 points, and we will be right back.
Your neighbors are out here, working hard behind the scenes to keep our environment healthy. Testing the water, monitoring ticks and mosquitoes for disease, and educating anglers. Michigan's local and state public health team does more than help prevent disease. They help all of us lead healthier lives.
On the next edition of Comics Unleashed, with your host, Byron Allen. As 5 of the most hilarious comics take it to the edge every night, and nothing is off limits.
That's what I learned in any relationship. Communication is the most important thing. Yeah. The more you can avoid it, the better you'll do. Just avoid it altogether.
Comics Unleashed.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
The greatest sportsmen and women. Icons of our time and beyond. Timeless quality, superbly crafted stories showcasing the greatest sports heroes and their incredible winning moments. The Immortals, the greatest athletes of all time.
Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Give your home a fresh new look with our energy-efficient windows and stylish doors. And here's a deal you won't want to miss. For a limited time, when you buy 3 windows or doors, you'll get 1 free. That's right, buy 3, get 1 free. Don't wait. This offer ends February 28th. Call today and start transforming your home with the Window Store. Quality windows, doors, and unbeatable savings. Only at the Window Store.
Snow showers continue overnight. Pretty good accumulations possible. Maybe close to Marquette here. Could get a couple inches. Lawns up to 4 inches perhaps. That will make the roadway slick along with the steadily dropping temperatures. Another couple of inches possible for tomorrow, particularly from Munising out toward Newberry. Get another 1 to 3 in the morning. Marquette, less than an inch additional accumulation for tomorrow. And along the western shores of Lake Superior, maybe an inch or 2 as the winds shift. And then we go up and down temperature-wise. Could hit 40 on Thursday, below 30 for Friday, and closer to 20 on Saturday. Groundhog Day, Sunday, we'll see if Phil sees a shadow, 32 for a high, at least here in the Marquette area. And then, boom, we plummet again. Temperatures into the teens from Monday into Tuesday. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thank you once again. And finally tonight, well, Mike, let me ask you first.
Yes.
Are you a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi guy?
That one's easy, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, this story might be for you
Okay.
then. Coca-Cola is launching its latest innovation next month, Coca-Cola Orange Cream. It's a modern twist on the traditional flavor, infused with orange and creamy vanilla. It will also be available with 0 sugar. Hitting shelves on February 10th, Coca-Cola Orange Cream and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Orange Cream will be available in 12-ounce 12 packs, 10-pack mini cans, full sugar only, and 20-ounce bottles at most national retailers in U.S., Canada, and as well as online at Coca-Cola.com. And Mike, favorite flavor of Coca-Cola?
Drinkable. Hey, it doesn't matter as long as it doesn't have any calories in it. My physician's assistant's very happy with
Oh, okay. Excellent. I'm going to go with Coca-Cola Vanilla, everybody.
Okay.
The often
I
overlooked.
thought they had that one a couple years ago just as a trial run.
Oh, that's a classic. It's been around for years. My favorite. That's all we have, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature Made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialist help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.